Welcome to Private Space Therapy, the business of our very own milk tray man, Ben Adams, who's a certified therapist and counsellor registered with the BACP. Ben's offering appointments face-to-face in Colchester on the beautiful university grounds, or by video, telephone, or even home visit. So if you do feel like you need someone professional to listen, to understand, and to discuss what's going on with you, give Private Space Therapy a call. Private Space Therapy. Non-judgmental, unconditional support with you at the centre always. Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Ipswich Buses Matchday ticket pre-game show. I'm, of course, your host, Martin Guv Martin Lambert, and this is the Papa John's Pizza Express Mickey Mouse and Johnston Paint Trophy Cup. Ipswich Town versus Gillingham. Ipswich Town very much changed. All of the fringe players and Miles Kenlock and Holy. I mean, it's a Miles Kenlock sighting first and foremost. Are getting a run out this evening, but we'll be with you every step of the way today. At the moment, we are scheduled for a pre-game show and a post-game show. If you would like a halftime show, I'm not going to set 100 likes on this because I don't even think 100 people will turn up at the ground to watch this. 40 likes and we'll do a halftime show. So if you want a halftime show, you've got 25 minutes to get 40 likes in. And then myself, Steve, and Bricktop will be with you at halftime to tell you just how depressing it probably all is. Ben King, good evening. Oh, last season's dreaded defence is back. Hey, absolutely, lot of clean sheets last week. To be fair, the laundry guy didn't need to do any cleaning with the back four last year. This year it's non-stop. EJ Norris, not a bad. That reminds me, I must hang the washing out during the game. EJ Norris, that sums the game up, really, doesn't it? I'm choosing to hang the washing out, then watch Miles Kenlock pass to Wolfie, then to Enciala, then to Harper, and then for Jackson to miss it. EJ Norris, not a bad looking lineup. That let's hope we get a better result from the last game in the Pizza Cup. 2-1 Gil, says Monty. Cruncher's asking the hard questions as always. He often does. I won't say it out loud. You can read it on the screen. EJ Norris, very true, Cruncher. Killerbot 2, looking forward to the game. Not a bad lineup. Rob Holmes. Evening all. Nicely, Edwards and Piggott get some minutes tonight. Good evening, Matt Stanley. Good evening, Andrew. Good evening, John Thorne. Nice to see a new name in the chat. Always love seeing new names in the chat. Just as much as I love to see the old favourites. Your Stephen Butlers, your Crunchers, your Simon Walsh, your Matt Stanley, the linchpins of the active chat. Speaking of which, Gov, me and the goat going to Wembley. As I said in last night's show, the only way you and the goat are going to Wembley is on the stadium tour, because Town ain't going to get you there, my friend. We know that, sadly. Now, a lot of you aren't paying for tonight's show, so do come to us for your pre-game, possibly halftime and post-game thoughts. We'll tell you how every single player has played. You ask the questions you want to know, and we'll tell you in our Talking Town honesty. But if you're not paying for the iFollow, maybe support your favourite ITFC podcast and platform. You can donate through our Ko-Fi. Head there. Drop in whatever you want to drop into the bucket. I'm sort of proverbially shaking it at you. Bill Geldof, give us your bloody money. But no, if you're not paying for the game, maybe support us instead. I don't know. The Cruncher says, Barry must be so glad he signed for the Town. Yes, I bet he's delighted at it. Right, joining me this evening, it's not our normal Tuesday lineup. Now, if you're somebody who, like me, likes regularity, likes to keep things the same when they're good, this will throw you a little bit. It really will. But sadly, not for him, but for us, Mr. Positivity Neil Moles is off being positive somewhere else on a sun lounger, sunning himself ready for the Tuesday night game against Portsmouth. You know, he wants to be ready for Salty FC, so he's gone off on holiday. But one half of that wonderful Joe is joining us. That is, of course, our aficionado. He is a man that wears a great retro top, Stephen Thomson. Stephen Thomson, and you've not disappointed this evening. Beautiful top.
I do like this one. It's a good one.
I do. TXU energy, positive Premier League vibes. Speaking of which, obviously I've tweeted it out last couple of days, but a huge get well soon to town legend, a guy that I think of in that shirt, Alan Armstrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
We hope you're doing well, and we hope you're out of hospital and you keep improving. We are giving you all of our thoughts and prayers from this platform here. Relegation shirt, says Crunchy. Yeah, but it's a great shirt.
It's a nice shirt, though.
It's a great shirt.
I haven't worn it for so long.
I can appreciate a great shirt, and that is it. I wouldn't use me wearing it unless I was sort of doing the birds or whatnot. But there you go. I have to ask the chat. You know, no one wants to talk about the games. Let's not. But who is the first player that comes to mind when you think of that shirt? I'm thinking Armstrong or Finidi George. I'm thinking Derby at home where George, and we're thinking we've got the second coming of Jesus himself. Who do you, when you put that shirt over your head, Steve, and you see the light coming through the head hole, what's the first player you think of?
I think, to be fair, I probably have to agree with you and say Alan Armstrong. He was
absolutely
cracking.
He was a great player. Obviously, that header, nice intro. Says Mr. Fairweather. Oh, Steve always has the best intro, and he smiles at the end of it. A very rare
occurrence,
moment of wind from the aficionado. Oh no, he's laughing there. You see, he always laughs on this show. It's the F1 show he doesn't laugh at. If you've not seen it, because until recently, Williams haven't been very good. Now they're good, but they haven't been before. But so maybe we'll get a few.
We're not good yet. We'll go there. We'll go there.
Kerry's donated 5. Kerry, whatever you give, from whatever it is, I thank you. You do not have to do it. So whatever it is, I thank you so much for that. It truly, truly means a lot. It all goes back into, the platform and making it bigger and better. And I've got so many shows lined up, hopefully coming up in the next few months. Cruncher, check out my Marcus Stewart video on my Twitter feed, everyone. Anyone not subscribed, hit that button to help us to 3K. Sixto Peralta, says Emerson. Ben King says Jim Magilton. The Cruncher, I had that shirt in long sleeves. Rooster 30 on the back. Bring back long sleeve shirts. I love a long sleeve shirt, Steve.
I was never keen. I had a couple years ago when I was younger. Didn't really wear them that much. You know, I always prefer the short sleeve.
Yeah.
But, there's nothing against them. It's not my taste.
Bloody youth. Eddie Spaghetti Guardso is the player that springs to mind there. There's a game tonight, obviously, Steve. But before we get into the nuts and bolts of it, let's bring in Mr. Positivity standing. These are huge shoes to fill. They're almost as big as my shoes at size 15. He's obviously a guy that brings a lot of passion and charisma and energy. Wouldn't you say Neil Moles brings a lot of energy, Steve?
Yeah. Why not? Sure.
I mean, if you can't rely on your friends to back you up at a moment, then when can you? But standing into his place is a man that will bring the same energy, the same passion, the same exuberance. We all know him as Bricktop. He is the legend that is Bricktop. Oh, that intro just gets you want to just chew a brick. Here he is, Brick Top Peter Cox. Stop me again, I'll cut your effing Jacobs off. Peter, it's been a minute. We've missed you. How are you, my brother?
Fine, thank you. Yeah, absolute honour to be on here with you, gentlemen. Just please do not ask me anything about F1 because I know diddly squat.
No, me neither.
I'll leave that for you. Yeah, leave that for you guys.
We are together in that one, my friend. But we are here to discuss, obviously, a game that. Look, let's start with the elephant in the room. Okay, is this a game that should even be in football anymore? I mean, what is the point of this whole cup? Why do we put it? Why do the EFL insist we go through it? Why do the clubs go into it? Where are you on the St Johnstone's paint, the pizza trophy, the Mickey Mouse, the Luigi pizza? Where are you with it, Coxie? Because from my perspective, a 7 p.m. kickoff to me suggests they know attendance will be low. They're not bothered about it being low. You got people not paying for iFollow. It's just you're stretching small squads at a lower league level even further. So I bet Gillingham will play a lot of kids. What are you? Harry Butcher, rather pointless game. Where are you on this game and this competition?
Yeah, I'll have to agree. I don't think it is a pointless game, and it doesn't. It's sort of common sense sort of tells you, as you said, that there's no money. The farther you go down from the Premier League to the Championship, so League One, League Two haven't got a lot of money, but they've got to travel here and there, everywhere, extra games, as you said. But yeah, for me, I wouldn't say no to a trip to Wembley. And yeah. What was the Ipswich fan doing at Wembley? As a joke,
this is it. And
he was watching an England game. Yes,
watching an England game. James Mappin's our Sheffield Wednesday fan, and he says they've sold out the Mansfield Inn. I remember our first year back at this level; it was a novelty. This competition, people thought it was a great way to get to Wembley. Now I'm just looking at it, Steve, and it's 3 games. One's against Premier League youth side. This is against Gillingham's youth side. No one takes it seriously. So why should the fans? You have to pay for it. Where are you on it as a fan, Stephen Thomson?
I mean, to be honest, it is hard to argue with that. I mean, there's a trip to Wembley potentially at the end of it. It would be great considering Town are one of a handful of clubs left in the UK that haven't actually played at the new Wembley, which is it's not great really considering how long Wembley has been there now. It would be great for a trip to Wembley, but there's so many games you've got to cram into a short period of time.
You play 46 games in the season as it is. Then you got the Carabao and obviously the FA that you come in at round 2. So if you go through a couple of rounds of those, it's just I think it's ridiculous. And as such, let me just put the correct branding back on the screen. As a result, we get a team like this, and let's run through it. Holy in goal, Miles Kenlock at left back, Luke Wolfenden and Toto Enciala, who is captain, are your 2 centre halves. KVY is at right back. Your midfield, I think it's a 4-4-2, but it could be a 4-2-3-1. But it's Elmis, Harper, Edwards, Chaplin, Jackson, and Pigott. If it's 4-4-2, I believe it would be obviously Edwards and Chaplin out wide with Elmis and Harper in the middle. If it's 4-2-3-1, it will be Jackson, I think, out in one of the wide positions, which makes me want to scream into a pillow. Let's start with the obvious. Do you think Miles Kenlock remembers how to play a game of football then, Coxie?
Well, you'd like to think so for the fisherman's sake. That's it. He's the fisherman's favourite, is old Miles Kenlock. Well, we would hope so, but we don't know where he's been, what he's been playing. Is he just where has he been? But then he's back in.
Well, he's not registered, is he? He can't play in the league because he's not registered. He was one of the players left out of the 20-odd selected. So he could have a 10 out of 10 game tonight, Coxie, and it will make a blind bit of difference because there's no chance, even if Penny falls down and really hurts his leg, and I'm not going to say anything on that because I don't want it to happen, but it won't matter what he does. He ain't getting in because he ain't registered.
No. That's the same with Caden Jackson. He's not been anywhere, and then suddenly he's in the starting lineup.
Ahead of Norwood, which would suggest
it's
still a 4-2-3-1, but it sort of does that mean Paul Cook's so inflexible, even in a nothing game, he can't go to a 4-4-2 to play Pigott and Norwood together to get them both minutes? Or is it the fact that James Norwood is third choice, Stephen? Is it Pigott, Jackson, Norwood, or is it that Paul Cook's so inflexible he can't even play a different formation in a glorified friendly?
I don't know. I mean, unless he's thinking that we might need Norwood in the league games more.
He won't be fit though.
Jackson, but I don't know. But it would be nice to see a different formation once in a while. It's like you were saying, Coxie. It's strange because Jackson's been nowhere all season or most of the season, and then all of a sudden he's not even on the bench. He's straight in the starting lineup, ahead of the likes of Norwood, people like that. So it's a strange one. Kenlock was the biggest surprise, I think.
Ahead of Bailey Clements. Pray for Matt Stannard, please, because Matt Stannard is Bailey Clements' godfather. I'm sure of it because he's the only person who ever talks about Bailey Clements. But got a few comments. Got Cruncher. Club should give away free passes to season ticket holders. £10 an absolute piss take.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Colin says, no, he doesn't say that. He says, where did he say it? Not pointless if you go to Wembley, which we won't, but think of the youngsters. Well, look at our team, Colin. Holy's not a youngster. Neither is Kenlock, neither is Wolfie, neither is Infidel, neither is KBY. You got one in El Mazzani, neither is Harper. Edwards isn't a youngster. So you got one youngster, Colin. So think of the youngsters. Well, we're not, because the bench is full of young players, but the starting 11 isn't. Callie says the club turned down a loan move for Kenny from Pompey's. I'm not sure what's happening. I'd have driven him there myself. Rob Smith, Army can play left back. Lewis not surely a win tonight with that squad. Crunch 76, Yengi on the bench. Who the fuck is Yengi? Have I slipped and banged my head? Who's he talking about?
He's on the bench.
Tessa Yengi signed this a young guy.
The big Australian.
The Australian kid, yeah.
Oh, right, the big.
The other striker that's never going to play a game of football for Ipswich Town because if you play with one striker, I mean, I'm baffled Norwood's not playing tonight. I really am. Because,
how many forwards do we have now?
Well, for a formation of one, it is. Yeah. Facebook, you're totally inflexible because no one is beside him to tell him anything different. Plan A or Plan A. Crunch says, "Come on, Guv, keep up." Yeah, I just didn't know his name. I just know him as the tall Australian kid with just signed on a free. Now I know his name, Yengi. Cool.
I'll have to admit, I didn't know his name until then. I'll hold my hands up. Yeah.
I saw the East Anglian Daily Times report it. I wasn't going to give him a click and read it. It was a story because I thought he ain't going to play a game of football until at least January. Elliot, he played yesterday for the 23s.
He got a goal as well, I think.
There you go. See, Stephen T is why Stephen T. See, the aficionado.
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
I don't know.
So it's 10-7. Kickoff's in 10 minutes. We'll do a bold prediction in a second. I want to just check in on our likes total. We're 24 likes. How many likes did I say at the start of the show, Stephen? Do you remember?
40.
For 40. So we're nearly there. So if you want a halftime show, then 15 more likes. We'll do a halftime show. If not, we'll put our feet up, have a Garibaldi biscuit, and dream of a team of Tommy Smiths. Cruncher, when is Guv opening up his flap map? My flap. Not quite sure. Yeah, I'm going to leave that conversation in the weeds. Right. Who are we looking forward to seeing tonight, then, ladies and gentlemen? Who tonight needs a really big game? Cookie has said people can make a claim for the first team. If I'm looking at it, I can only see a couple of faces that really can make a shout because there's a few places in the first team that may be up for grabs. But what do you both think? And the chat at home. Stephen, you start us on that one. Who can really make a claim for the first 11?
Well, it's not going to get anything. I'd like to see Kenlock have a good game and show Cook that he may be mistaken to leave him out. But obviously, regardless whether he has a good game or not, we're not going to see him in the league. KVY needs a good game today because he's been hit and miss since he's come back. Danasian has been playing so well. He's been absolutely fantastic recently. And if KVY wants that starting place back, I think tonight he needs to really push on and show what he can do, that he's sort of the KVY we remember from when he first signed. So for me, and Wolfie as well.
I think KVY particularly because I think that's a position maybe inside the 11 where Danasian's come in and done quite well, but it's still a position maybe you could look at and think, is he a fullback that fits Cookie's system or what Cookie traditionally likes as his fullbacks? Possibly not. If KVY performs well, there could be a competition battle there. So, good shout on that one. Coxie, how about yourself?
Yeah, for me, fair shout by Steve. I think KVY is his first game back from that absolute nightmare of a game he had against Bolton. The other one for me is Pigott. He's got a good opportunity tonight to state his. I know, Macaulay Bomb's on fire. The old bonfire is lit. So I think it's going to be Pigott for me. Carl Edwards probably important minutes tonight. See what he can do. Selena's missing. So for me it's Pigott and KVY.
Okay, I just going to piggyback on the back of Edwards there. Probably Edwards or Chaplin. I think we need a little bit of competition for Wes Burns and Selena and Fraser. I think those three need competition, and I think these two players can provide it. And they need to provide it, and particularly Edwards. I've always dreamed of a three behind Bon of Edwards, Fraser, and Selena. Selena and Edwards are your wide men, with Fraser in the middle, but they've got to earn the opportunity to dislodge Wes Burns, who might be my favourite player, might be, in my opinion, the weakest of the three, which isn't saying he's a bad player. That's just saying that those three are really good players, but he's done really well in the time he's been at the football club and performed, and his assists, and his goals and his work rate. So if you want to dislodge Wes Burns, you've got to be really good. Over to you, Edwards and Chaplin. Cruncher says one dislike, get in the bin. There's always a dislike, and I know who he is or she is, so don't worry about it. Colin Plum, 3-1. Ryan Senior, Chaplin, Sega Zombie. Kenlock's inclusion surely is just to tell the Football League that he is still a player. yes, he still has a pulse. Simon Wall, Pigott needs to play well. I haven't seen anything to excite me yet. Yeah, do you think Pigott needs to play well more for the fans' perspective, Coxie, than maybe forcing Bon out? Because you're not going to do that because Bon is on fire and is a fan favourite. But do you think the fans need to see something from Pigott?
Yeah, of course we do. He's got a level of expectation on his shoulders. He was he second top scorer in the league last season? Yeah, so at this level, so we've already seen one goal as a credit to him and that penalty he got. So you could argue and say he hasn't had the game time. But because Bon.
Okay. We have smashed the likes target. It's now 44 and 2 dislikes. So we will be back. So we will return at half time. But before we do even get to half time, we've first got to sit through 45 minutes of Gillingham versus Ipswich Town in the Papa John's Trophy. Bold prediction time. The bold prediction I'm going to give you now is that I will stay awake for the whole 90 minutes. There will not be a moment I doze off. There will not be a moment I choose to do the washing instead. There will not be a moment I think, what am I doing with my life, and question my sanity. That's the bold prediction I'm going to give you. Steve, what's your bold prediction for today's glorified friendly?
2-0 Town. Pigott and KVY. Why not?
Very nice, very nice. I am watching it, Matt. Yeah, we're going to watch it. So we're going to watch it. So you don't have to. Basically, you can come here, hear what we think, and you can ask any questions about any players. We can give you the honest answers. So we are putting ourselves through this tonight for you.
We could save you. We could save you 90 minutes of your life.
We will, for you, Matt Stannard, the Talking Town
community.
You. No, for all of you, really. But for you. Coxie, what about yourself? Bold prediction.
Yeah, I'll agree with the aficionado there. I'll say 2-0.
2-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Another question I'm going to ask you is crowd prediction. We've got 850 from the Cruncher and 1,098 from Colin. I am going to give you 423. That's what I think it's going to be. What is your crowd prediction? I'm going to write these down. Fire away.
I'll go for 602.
602 from the man there in the blue shirt. I can't write it down. Oh wait, I'm at a computer. Duh. Just use a Word document.
If only there was a way.
If only there was a way. If only, Steve, there was a way I could do it without a pen and paper. I mean, that just shows how bloody old I am that I was looking for a pen and paper. Coxie, what about yourself?
Are we saying the total attendance or the town attendance?
Nah, total attendance. I mean, even the Gills ain't got that many fans. Let's be brutally fair.
Yeah, that's true. I would say 2,100.
Bold.
Flipping heck. 2,000. Right. All right. If I say what,
there might be a coupon night or something. You don't know.
What, if it's anywhere near 2,000, I'll give you. If it's anywhere near 2,000, if it's anywhere near, hang on, let's rephrase this because be sensible. If it's 2,000 or more, I'll do a spot prize. I'll do a giveaway because that's to all the people that are in the full-time show because that's just ridiculous. I ain't gonna be anywhere near that. But hey, sure. Steve, what did you say again?
602.
602. Ain't gonna be that either. No, it might be. I don't know. Right. We'll see. We've got a lot of 666. We've got 666 from Paul Chapman, 1,000 from Robert, 1,000 from Lee, 1,500 from EJ. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a spot prize will be incoming. I don't know. Anyway, we'll be back at half time. Enjoy the first 45 if you are watching. But if you're not, join us at half time. We'll answer any questions. We'll fill in any gaps. And we'll let you know what's been going on. But until half time, I'm the Guv. That's the aficionado. That's Bricktop. This is FCA finalist Talking Town. We will see you at half time.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back.